Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make my favorite Snickers cake. Let's start with the sponge cake. For this cake, we are going to make a classic chocolate sponge cake. The recipe for this chocolate sponge cake can be found on my channel, the link I will leave in the description of the video. Next we will make peanut nougat. To prepare nougat, we will need the following products for a mold with a diameter of 18 centimeters. 55 grams of protein, a pinch of salt, 120 grams of sugar, 35 grams of glucose syrup, honey, 55 grams of water, 7 grams of gelatin, 180 bloom, plus 35 grams of water, 60 grams of peanuts or peanut butter. I used a simple recipe to make nougat. Here I have 55 grams of protein, add a pinch of salt and whip to foam. I take 1 tablespoon of sugar from the total amount of sugar, and the remaining sugar will be used to make syrup. And whip to stiff peaks. Now that the meringue is done, let's make the syrup. We need a pot with a thick bottom, pour 35 grams of glucose syrup, if you do not have it can be replaced by honey, pour the remaining sugar and pour 55 grams of water and send to cook on medium heat to a temperature of 120 degrees. We need melted gelatin. For this I take 7 grams of gelatin, add 35 grams of water and stir, leave to swell. And then in the microwave or on a water bath melted to a liquid state. When the syrup has reached 120 degrees or can be determined without a thermometer, when pouring, a continuous stream is formed, pour into the whipped proteins thin stream of our hot syrup, beating at medium speed. Increase the speed of the mixer and whip to a thick, shiny consistency. Add here melted gelatin and 60 grams of crushed peanuts, or peanut paste. You can add 30 grams of peanuts and 30 grams of paste, but I did not have paste and added only nuts. Mix everything with a blender until homogeneous. Our nougat is ready. It should be prepared in advance, because you have to put it in the freezer for a few hours to set. For the nougat, I used a ring of 18 centimeters, because I have a biscuit of 20 centimeters. I covered the base of the ring with foil to make it easier to transfer to the cake. Place the nougat in the prepared ring, spread evenly and place in the freezer for 2 hours to set. This filling, peanut nougat, can be prepared in advance and stored in the refrigerator or freezer until the cake is assembled. Next, let's make a thick, creamy caramel. To make creamy caramel, you only need a few simple ingredients: cream, butter, salt. Now let's move on to the process of making this great dessert filling. In a heavy-bottomed saucepan over low heat, melt the sugar in batches of about 30 grams. When almost all the sugar is melted, heat the cream in a separate container. We need 335 grams. Bring to a boil, but do not let it boil. Remove from heat. And add the hot cream to the sugar. And mix thoroughly, being careful because it's very bubbly and you can burn yourself. It is necessary to boil a little on low heat, but not long, otherwise you can overcook and the caramel will give the taste of burnt sugar. When the caramel is ready, remove it from the heat and let it cool a bit before using it, then add a pinch or 2 of coarse sea salt. This is optional, but it makes it more interesting. Now add the butter and mix again until smooth. Now you have a real creamy caramel, ready to decorate your favorite desserts, and this is the same caramel that is ideal for a rich and mega-saturated cake Snickers. If you like, you can add the salt after it has cooled down, and you will be able to feel the grains clearly. The caramel should be plastic, stretchy. It is such when cutting the cake will not flow out of the cake. Let's go to our sponge. It is completely cooled. I put it in the refrigerator and now cut into 3 equal parts. It is wonderful to cut. Biscuit as well as all the preparations you can prepare in advance. Now we have to prepare the cream. For this we need 300 grams of heavy cream, 300 grams of cream cheese, 50 grams of powdered sugar, 200 grams of 70% chocolate. The cheese and cream must be cold. To begin to cream cheese, send powdered sugar and whip at low speed. The cheese should become plastic and homogeneous, then add cold cream and continue to whip for 2 minutes at medium speed. It is very important at this stage not to overbeat the cream. This is the consistency the cream should have. Next, add the melted, cooled chocolate to the cream. The temperature of the chocolate should be about 30 to 32 degrees Celsius. If you introduce hot chocolate, the cream will melt. If the temperature of the chocolate is lower, it will turn into crumbs and distributed in the cream is not even. Beat everything on the lowest speed of the mixer. The cream thickens before your eyes. Beat a little, then stir with a spatula. And beat again at minimum speed until homogeneous. Do not beat too long, otherwise you may overmix. This is how the cream is obtained: delicious, delicate and rich, with a taste of chocolate. The cream has a wonderful texture and holds its shape well, so I will use it to assemble and level the cake. For impregnation I use milk. For impregnation of a cake you need about 40 milliliters of milk, and collect the cake. On the first cake I apply the cream spiral and spread with a knife for leveling an even layer. Take 120 grams of caramel to room temperature and mix with 100 grams of roasted peanuts. Then I make a border of cream, lay out our filling caramel with peanuts and distribute an even layer. Cover the sponge, then soak a small layer of cream, then from the freezer I get nougat. Release it from the mold and carefully transfer to the cake and remove the film. On the sides, I apply a border of cream and cover the top with a third of the sponge cake, soak in milk and again apply cream, level the sides, wrap with acetate film, you can baking paper and put on the mold so that the cake was even. And for 3 hours, I usually send overnight in the refrigerator to stabilize. I also put the rest of the cream in the fridge. When the cake is well cooled, I remove the mold, remove the acetate film and level the cream. After the refrigerator cream becomes dense, but I have today hot and therefore must do quickly, but you can get the cream in advance. And I level the cake. I will not level it to perfection. The most important thing is to make the cake even. I melt 100 grams of chocolate in the microwave or on a bain-marie and mix with 50 grams of cream and pour the chocolate on top, but you can leave only the cream on top. First I make drips on the sides, and then I pour the remaining chocolate on top. And you can decorate the top as you like. I prepared a cake for a holiday at my son's school for Teacher's Day, so I made an inscription and flowers from the cream. But you can also decorate the top with a circle of roasted peanuts and caramel. The cake turns out very delicate and is easy to cut, only where the nuts and caramel are a little bit you have to make an effort. Unfortunately, I will not be able to make a cutting video. Thank you for watching my video until the end. I'd love to know where you're watching my video from, so be sure to leave a comment. Share this great recipe with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new recipes. See you soon and have fun cooking!